Hi guys, it's Joy, and I had a whole nother video planned, but YouTube was super unhappy with it. I should have figured. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a little follow-up video to one of my videos that I did the other day. If you guys didn't see it, so as many of you know watching me, I got a cold, lost my voice. Not a big deal. As you can hear, it's coming back. I just have to be a little bit careful with it over the next couple days. But I couldn't really upload much content, so I was relying on stuff I've already previously done or just trying to get through videos and use the voice that I had. So I wasn't doing a lot of videos that required a lot of research or any intensive anything, just a lot of kind of hang out and talk videos. So I've got several of those. If you want to go see them, check them out. I will have links in cards and description, and you can go see some of those videos. But this is a follow-up to a couple videos I put out the other day where I basically said things need to change and I'm done. So what are those videos about? One of the videos actually was just kind of a year in review of everything that's happened to me in 2020, kind of and leading up to 2020. A little bit of a month-ish by month breakdown and some of the things I learned. Also, guys, I did a video. I made some predictions for myself and for y'all in 2021, some light predictions, because last year I did this for myself and it pretty much happened. So I was like, oh, this would be a fun video. Don't take any of this seriously. It's just for fun, but go check that out if you want to see it. But this is a follow-up to a video I did where I basically explained I'm done over-explaining and I'm done apologizing to people all the time. And there's another element I've been thinking about that I want to go into with this video, and that is women. You know, growing up, I've always been somebody that isn't afraid to say what I want to say. I've kind of always been that way, I grew up around some headstrong women, but I think it's not just that. It's just, that's just kind of who I am. I'm a Gemini. In astrology, I'm a communicator, and I don't, I will, for the most part, stand up and speak my truth or the truth or a truth, and, consequences don't be cared. Like, I just am going to do what feels right for me in that moment or try to bring the truth as I can. Doesn't mean I always get it right. Doesn't mean I, don't make mistakes in that. That's part of being human. We all learn and we all grow. But I was always really frustrated because I found that I had a heart, like a lot of women, I had issues with women. How do I put this? Women had issues with me because I didn't necessarily have the issues with women, I didn't think, but a lot of women had issues with me because I didn't act like them. The fact that I was kind of fearless in what I wanted to say and how I did things was very, I got ridiculed for it. And I understand now, well, first of all, when you're young, everybody's insecure and you get self-conscious during your teen years and all that. And I had some of that, but I was always still going to just do whatever I wanted. I was just kind of a weird person in that regard. I don't know if that's weird. I just was. And I've always just tried to unapologetically be myself while learning what that is. But then you have to learn what that is. There were a few years where going so far into people pleasing, I lost that. And so today's video, if you saw this, it's going to be one of my biggest pet peeves. And I'm going to say this with love because I used to get really irritated and really angry at women about what I'm going to talk to you about. As I've gotten older and I've gone through more, I have a much more compassionate, I hope at least, perspective where I'm a lot more compassionate with women and the society that has really built us and put pressure on us to act and be certain ways and be submissive. I think as women, we say, I'm sorry, far too much and far too often for things we shouldn't have to. It's like we are brainwashed and conditioned to have to be sorry for everything, for the fact that we exist, which I'll get into in a minute. And by this, and you know what will be so telling in this? Just that simple phrase, sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I hate that phrase. It makes me so mad when I hear it because I'm like, no, girl. What do you mean you're sorry that you're not sorry? That just means you're a horrible person and you're passive aggressive. Say what you need to say. What is it you need to say? You don't have to say that you're not sorry about it. Just stand in your truth of not being sorry and say what you gotta say. And I used to get really irritated. Now I realize though, in our society, women don't feel safe most of the time to speak up and say what they need to say. Now, I'm not some extreme feminist where I'm going to say that every guy you meet's out to do the R word to you or be a P word, right? That's not what I'm trying to get at when I say these things, because I know some women take it to the extreme. But as a woman, we have learned that our safety in society is not really much of a concern, considering we let men do our things and be P words, and then we say boys will be boys. The fact that we've had so many men get off and have zero or little repercussion for being the P word or doing R type things to women. So just the fact that we don't really have that great of a system to be able to go after men for doing the R word, please infer. So I wanted to talk about this because I have found, and I have by the way, I have a friend I'm going to reference, beautiful, wonderful friend. I love her to pieces. And in talking to her over the last year, it's helped me really understand this. The women and men are raised so differently. That's not a bad thing. We need to be raised differently. You know, that's just how it should be, because we have different attributes in society and ways we should act and interact. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. I should probably edit this out, but I'm professional, so. Sounds like a goose honking. Hold on, one more. Is that as loud to y'all as it is to me? Thank you, allergies. Or maybe it's still remnants of the cold. Okay, so where was I going? I hate this when I lose my train of thought because I get into a thought. So, okay, we're raised differently, as we should be. But in that, it's not that we just get different specialized training because we're different and bring different things into society and how to function in society. It's that really unfair standards are put on us. So for instance, by nature, we are nurturers because many of us are being primed to be mothers. Some aren't. I probably won't be. More power to you if you're not. If you're a mom, high five. We need more good moms, right? Everybody's welcome as long as you're well-intended and trying on this channel. So there's no put down anywhere with any of that. And by nature, even if you're not a mother, women are nurturers. We are caretakers. We are healers. We are helpers. That's part of our nature. Now, men can be that way, but by their nature, they are, hunter-gatherers. They are protectors, right? They are warriors. Fantastic. Some men are, some men aren't. Some fall more there, some fall in the middle. That is okay. Wherever you fall is okay, as long as you're well-intended and trying your best, right? Not hurting other people and trying not to hurt yourself. That's what matters, in my opinion. But in doing that, we put very unfair things on women that we don't in men with society. And one is, with women, it is just jammed down our throats to be nice. Nice. Women have to be nice. Happens when we're little. Remember, girls, sugar and spice and everything nice. And with boys, you don't as much. Now, I'm not saying that people don't do this, but as much you don't hear the concept boys need to be nice, because boys are set up to be, again, the warriors, the hunter-gatherers, the ones that are dominant in society in that area. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, except how often do you hear people and putting on men to be nice? It doesn't happen. Men are allowed to be headstrong. They're allowed to be stern. They're allowed to be aggressive. Women are not allowed to do those titles, lest they be insulted with the B word. This is typically how it goes. This is why it is very difficult to have a woman actually go into a position of power in a job. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Obviously, we have women in tons of positions of power. I'm just saying it makes it more difficult. So we have this dynamic going on, and it's interesting. Think about this. What is it we train our boys to be? Gentlemen. Do we train our women to be gentle women? No, why not? Because women are more nicer and gentler by nature, and it is really thrust upon us that part of being a woman is being nice. The problem in that is that when you are nice, you also have to learn how to set boundaries. And sometimes, and this is what I think happens to women, it is so put upon us that we have to be their nurturers, the caretakers, and the nice ones, that we aren't allowed to stand up for ourselves and set boundaries in society, lest we be insulted, put down, not offered the promotion, what else might have you. We are not taken seriously. When we set boundaries, we're out of our mind. When men do it, well, that's just a man and he's an alpha. And it bothers me because I feel like we have a generation of women that's starting to slowly wake up, like me, starting to slowly wake up to these things and understand these things. And we're getting there, but we're not quite there. And that's where Sorry Not Sorry comes in. Another thing, I've been talking a lot about this. I have a series on Eugenia Cooney. Check this out because I have a whole video on this, on what I think might be going on with her. And here's another one. People pleasing. Women, by nature, we as nurturers and caretakers, many of us are really taught to be people pleasers. Well, if we stop pleasing people, then if we're setting boundaries, if we're saying no, then maybe, we're not right in the head. We are to be insulted. You never hear men say that. And as a result, women have to be nice. So women can't stand up for themselves, can't say what they have to say because they get insulted and nobody takes it seriously. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying it is very difficult in our society to get ahead and do anything under those circumstances because of those biases that are put on us that men don't have to have. What if men were trained to be nice and be the caretakers and women were trained to be the aggressive, dominant ones? I think we have to have, as I've said in so many videos, and I'm going to keep saying it, balance, I think, with all of this is always going to be key. We have to come back to society in a state of balance. So we have to train men not just to be gentlemen towards the ladies, right? Gentlemen to get what you want out of a physical gratification or a relationship. But we have to train men on compassion, and that's another thing with our boys. And this is what people, talk about that, very bad masculinity. Masculinity in itself isn't bad, just like femininity isn't bad. The problem is we put all these negative biases on things that end up really hurting people, hurting ourselves. And so we've put upon our boys and our men, you are not allowed to feel emotions unless it's like a physical gratifying urge. You're not allowed to feel, and you're not allowed to speak. We don't let the men communicate. So believe me, I'm not just saying men are horrible and it's all their fault, because I see, in my opinion, that would be only analyzing one aspect of a very big spectrum of issues. I have a very good friend, as I told you about, and we do a lot of Facebook Messenger stuff. I love those voice things you can do on Facebook Messenger because it's like an extended phone conversation at your leisure with somebody. It's fantastic, and we do a lot of that. And if she doesn't respond right away, she always starts the message out with, "Sorry, I was doing this." And I've noticed there's a lot of sorry. And you know what I started to realize? That's all my female friends. And I do it too. I will start out a conversation with sorry. I will start out a conversation with having to justify something to somebody. Because as women, this is how we're taught to be. I challenge you, if you're a woman, I want you to start to examine how many times you start to apologize for things that really don't need an apology. And why do we do this? Because we're always trained to be super nice. Being nice is not a bad thing. That can be a good trait if done in balance. And as women, we don't know how to do it in balance, in my opinion. Maybe as a woman you do, more power to you. I'm still working on it. I think a lot of women are still working on it. And here comes the phrase, sorry, not sorry. Just say what you need to say, girl. Just say it. You don't need to be apologetic that you're not apologetic. Because you're just, in my opinion, that phrase ends up it ends up creating more negativity for you trying to stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. And if you are unapologetic in what you have to say and what you are expressing, then be that. As women, we are taught we can't be authentic. But how can we be authentic when our experiences are so boiled down to so many biases that if we don't follow these weird, unwritten, structured, biased rules that are put upon us, it can jeopardize our position in society, our jobs, our families. The list goes on and on. So I thought I would do a video and just say, ladies, I'd like to challenge all of us. And men, if you have ladies in your life, have this conversation with them and see what they think. It's time we stop apologizing. Why? I love my friend. Why on earth should she apologize because it took her time to get back to me? That is her time. She can get back to me when she pleases. Now, I know it's out of respect and courtesy for me as a friend. I get that. Men, watch how men communicate. They don't do that with each other. They have enough respect for each other to know The person gets back to me when they need to. And by the way, this is not at all put down to anybody I know or my specific friend. Love her dearly. One of the best people that I know. Wonderful, wonderful human being. So it's not about tearing somebody down, but the point in what I'm saying is that this is about trying to show women that we can just be. We don't have to fit into two-dimensional or even three-dimensional boxes or biases that society puts us in. As a woman, you can stand up or sit down if you want, like I do, and say what you need to say. You can say it with conviction. You can be respectful. You can always have respect. Respect is always great to try to have for yourself and other people, but say what you need to say, and don't you dare feel like you have to apologize for saying what you need to say, for thinking what you think, for existing as you exist. You don't have to apologize. And at the end of the day, what is it? Women, I feel like, are apologizing for existing. They're apologizing for existing. I hope women, we do this. I don't want to bother you. How many women? Sorry to bother you. Sorry to bother you. Sorry to bother you. Men don't talk this way most of the time to other men. I am so guilty of this, guys. I do this. Hey, I hate to bother you. Hey, I hate to bother you. Hey, I hate to bother you. Why should we think our presence, our existence in society is some kind of inconvenience for everybody else? Because we've been taught on some level we are lesser. We have to be nice. Don't assert yourself. Don't go after what you want. Don't stand up for yourself and what you believe, and keep your mouth shut lest you not be nice. So I want to say to ladies, you can be nice, you can be respectful, and you can be you and stand in your power. And another thing, this is another thing I see, and I've had this happen. Women, many times, when they see that another woman stands in her own power and doesn't play those games, they get intimidated. They want to tear that woman down. Women, as women, we have to stop these behaviors. We have to stop doing it. When you see something that you like in somebody else, don't think I need to tear it down. I don't trust it. Admire it. Figure out what it is. Go after and get it for yourself because you're worth it, and it's okay to do that. Which again, it's weird. We have this weird faux feminism that will say that to us, but then put these things on us. It's interesting. We had these, and I love my baby boomers. Hi, boomers, hi. So this isn't aimed at all of you because I know your grandparents were horrible at this, because I know my mother and my grandmother were really horrible at this. They're super feminists, except most of them have eating issue mindsets. Eugenia Cooney, please infer, and we'll put that on you. Well, that's another form of shackling a woman, isn't it? We have a society that really doesn't put a lot of emphasis and really doesn't put a lot of understanding or value on women. It's getting better. But as women, we're the ones that hold up society because typically we're the ones that raise children. And I feel like our voices are important. Our thoughts are important. Expressing yourself is important. Knowing when to be apologetic and knowing when to stand in your truth sternly is also important. And I challenge any woman who watches this video to start analyzing yourself to see if that's something that you can do for you. I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know what you think of this video. That phrase, sorry, not sorry, it drives me nuts. But now that I've really come out of the medical system that is so mean and dismissive to women and seen how many issues that there are, I have a lot more compassion for why women are the way they are. Even women, when we're trying to tear each other down and we do all that gossiping and backstabbing, why do we play these games? Why do we exhaust ourselves with this drama playing these games? Because we think we have to do all of these loops and try to tear somebody's reputation down and do all these things in society to get to where we want to go. Because if somebody outshines us or has what we want, well, instead of working towards that, we better just shut that down because we don't feel empowered to get where we want to be just as ourselves. Just with our own God-given beautiful gifts, talents of who we are as we were born and as we cultivated. And that's why I want to encourage women to empower yourself. Be kind, be respectful, don't apologize for existing, don't apologize all the time just for the fact that you are here. You are not a bother. You are beautiful. You are deserving of love because you exist. And you deserve to be heard and respected and stand in your own power in the right way. And it's okay to do that. By the way, same goes for men. I feel like men aren't told this enough. Men, you are beautiful people. You deserve love. You deserve kindness and respect. And you deserve to be respected. All right, guys, let me know what you think of this little video. I'm kind of excited about it. I was so excited. I was like, you know what? This is another rainbow hoodie sweatshirt video. So I put this one on for this. Let me know in the comments, is there something I'm missing from this? Tell me. And I really hope this is received within the intention I'm sending it. I'm sending this with so much love and compassion for women. This is not a put down. I promise it's not. It's, it's just me sharing thoughts that I think might maybe one day help to be able to continue empowering a generation of women who is breaking glass ceilings and really trying to understand themselves, society, and how we can become better and make a society that's better suited and fit for us and everyone involved. So, like the video, that'll help if you want. Leave comments, share this with people or with women that you think might be able to benefit from this. If you know a lady who over apologizes or sometimes is too nice to their own detriment, share this with them. Girl, it's okay. Take time for you. Take time for you. You don't have to apologize for taking time for you, for taking care of yourself, right? I know every situation is different. Many times, so many lives hinge around one singular woman. That's not always possible. But do what you have to do for you to make yourself the best you can be for the situations where you unfairly have so many people rely on you. Welcome to being a woman. Okay, guys, also if you like the video, subscribe and hit notifications. I think I'm done. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. Take care. And tomorrow I should have a couple really interesting videos, so make sure and watch those. I'm going to have one about women who sleep around, but it's not going to go where you think it's going to go probably. So make sure and watch. That's what I hope. I hope in these videos that, I don't know, like I feel like, who is that guy? Oh my gosh. Do you guys ever start to reference things, but you can only reference pieces of it and then you just trail off into pieces? So I'm thinking of that movie. I think it was like Haley Joel Osment. Do you guys remember The Sixth Sense? Who was that guy that made that movie? I don't know. But they're always like, he has twist endings. And I'm like, I don't want my video. I'm not trying to come across like I'm some, super smart director with twist endings. But I like to give perspectives. I think y'all might not. You're not probably going to hear in popular narrative, and you might not hear a lot of other places. So I actually have this video about women who try to sleep around like men. Hopefully it will go up tomorrow, and why that is an unhealthy and unsafe situation. But like I said, I have solutions at the end. It's not going to go where most people are going to take it. So make sure and watch that, and whatever other video I put up. I think I know what it is, but I'm not sure yet because I'm still filming stuff. And I have a rainbow hoodie. Okay, guys, take care, blessings. I'm going to go relax, get stuff ready for the next day, and just be so excited and grateful and enjoy that I get to hang out with all you guys. All right, I'm wishing everybody lots of love and hugs, and I'm giving y'all kisses, mwah, and I give you hugs, and my nose itches so you can have a nose scratch. A nose itch. Okay, bye, guys.